What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Eclectic Beard Reactions. This go round, we got Best of Frankie Boyle on Mock the Week Season 3. I did Season 1. I recorded a reaction to Season 2, and I'll be honest with you, I took and got about halfway through it, and they weren't quite as good as Season 1, nor as funny, in my opinion. So, yeah, we're jumping from Season 1 to Season 3 with this one. Yeah, go figure. That being said, hopefully this is much better and y'all can I'll actually release this one. Anyways, before we go any further, like, subscribe, notification bell, let's go ahead and get into it.
Airport security. Frankie.
Say airport security is inconvenient. It's inconvenient if you're a white guy. If you've got a beard and a turban, you're about 18 months away from having to fly naked on a clear plastic plane.
The answer is lipstick, Vaseline.
It's funny. It's funny. That right there, people going, oh, he's woke. He's not so funny since he was woke. That was funny. That's actually woke.
And jam.
Is it what's in a fat whore's handbag? Is it what are the 3 worst nicknames to have in prison? Is it what products do animals miss having tested on them? What would you use to bring down a plane if you were a sorcerer?
Why was it alleged that Mardid Azad Amin claimed to be carrying a bomb at Chicago's O'Hare Airport last week?
Because of his name?
No, I know what it was. Exam questions that were rejected.
All PE teachers are paedophiles. Discuss. Spell Mississippi without looking at how we've spelt it in the question. Tick the box A, B or C to receive the grade A, B or C. If I add 1/8 to 1/16, how stoned will I be?
Oh, yeah, this is much better already.
Famous last words.
Stingrays love foreplay.
That's so messed up.
Look at you, it's the Labour cabinet.
John Reid's got a stupid new idea. He wants to make criminals pay compensation to their victims. What if they've not got any money? And go to community service for them. Hey, I'm here to do your garden. Remember me? I murdered your husband.
The answer is 9 women.
In serial killer terms, what constitutes a spree?
Rejected first lines for the new Harry Potter book.
That's a question. That would be a question for Lifetime TV over here, the man-hating channel, as it's known by many folks, because men are fucking evil, apparently. But yeah, there's always some kind of serial killer murdering women on there. You'd think it was a James Patterson novel or something like James Patterson novel series put on TV.
Book.
Harry thought of his magical adventures very differently now that he'd been diagnosed as a schizophrenic.
That would be an interesting as hell twist.
Finishing in the cafeteria, Harry and Ron turned their wands on themselves.
Damn.
It's not as good as that one.
Unhelpful things to say in a crisis.
I know you're a hijacker, but I ordered a vegetarian meal. The thing with politicians crap jokes, isn't it? So Blair's big joke from his speech was, well, I don't need to worry about Cherie running away with the bloke next door, and they just loved that.
Yeah,
it took a while for it to sink in with me that he meant Gordon Brown. I thought he just meant because she's a minger.
Subject is the Middle East.
You know when everything kicked off in Lebanon, all the Scandinavian countries evacuated all their people the minute anything happened? Do you know what they put them? Syria. What was that called? Operation Out of the Frying Pan.
The answer is 3 billion. What is the question?
Is it what is the excess on Richard Hammond's car insurance?
Oh, damn!
How many people could Jesus feed with a KFC bucket?
Oh my goodness. Oh. Some of his stuff is just absolutely... Oh my goodness. It's like he says the first thing that comes to mind.
How long is it before we get flooded?
Because that's sooner, unfortunately, yeah.
But on the plus
Norwich,
side...
Norwich is supposed to be underwater within 20 years, and the locals are delighted because after centuries of inbreeding, they finally get to use their webbed feet and hands.
God damn!
Ill-advised things to say in court.
So, to summarise, there's...
Wait, there's some folks in states in America that are probably looking forward to the same thing for the same freaking reason. Just saying.
no evidence, but he does look a bit rapey. And I put it to you, my lad, that child is sexy.
Oh! Thank God, that's messed up.
I was performing the Heimlich manoeuvre and it sort of turned into the wheelbarrow position. There is a precedent for this. I refer Your Honour to episode 10 of LA Law.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Like a lot of people watching this Olympics, I'm wondering why black people don't just take over the earth. I can't be the only person to wonder what it would be like to shag this gymnast. Just reading through the names of this Chinese team is making me feel hungry. This woman isn't just a world-class curler, she's also a model.
The topic is Scotland.
I have this covered. Do you remember years ago when they were making Braveheart, everyone said, oh, it's ridiculous, Mel Gibson playing a Scottish guy. That's not going to be very convincing. And look at him now, an alcoholic racist. The most Scottish thing I've ever seen, I was going through a town called Bathgate at about 11:30 at night, and there was a guy pissing against the front door. He then took out his keys and went inside.
The answer is every 12 seconds. What is the question?
Is it how often are police in Glasgow called out to deal with a pregnant woman attacking a Rottweiler with a sledgehammer?
Headline. Let's see what you can make of it. Here's a picture of North Korea's eccentric leader Kim Jong-il out and about. There he is. So what does KTSW stand for?
Is it Korean Teletubbies starts Wednesday?
He's mental, isn't he? President Ahmadinejad. He said in terms of Israel, he said, oh, well, I think the Jewish people, they should go back where they came from. Now, I'm no expert on geopolitics, but I thought the whole idea of Israel was that they are back where they came from.
I think you'll find, Andy, there's a certain amount of dispute about that.
It's probably the basis of it all, really, isn't it? Yeah. If they could just get to the bottom of that little riddle, then everyone would be fine.
I just hope they're watching this show and they go, Parsons has got a point.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I like the thing with the veils where you see them in London taking pictures of each other and you think, what is the fucking point? If you ever get the chance, go to a safari park in Scotland, because there's nothing quite like the look on the face of a lion that's got to live in Scotland. Oh, this rainy season is going on forever. It's like an animal version of the Shawshank Redemption. I went to a bird zoo in Tunisia, and there was no roofs on any of the cages and no fucking birds.
It's science.
My favourite science thing recently was that thing where the European Space Agency had a successful probe that crash-landed on the moon. Now, to me, nothing is that successful if it crashes. That's a bit like saying that you've swum the channel because your corpse has been washed up on a beach. We've now got
I love the I love the correlation he made with that.
face transplant technology. Surely the best thing about having a face transplant is that you get to turn up at the donor's funeral and go, whoa.
24%. What is the question?
Is it how many Americans can find Iraq on a map of Iraq? The reason why we're all obese,
Probably less than that. Just saying.
right, is that the junk food isn't food. It's poisonous. Because they've just done a survey this week that says you can't exercise off junk
Yes,
food.
they have. It was done in Glasgow, actually.
Well, it's poison. If you can't exercise it off, that's like going, oh, I've been bitten by a cobra. Have you tried star jumps? The best part to eat of a Happy Meal is the toy.
Lines that you'd never hear in a Bond film.
Going back to this last joke, just saying, you know, might as well eat the toy. And it being from China, there's a very good possibility that there's lead in the paint. So, be like living in the 80s again and 70s, you know, lead chip paint on your cribs and stuff.
Ingenious, Q. It's a bomb, but it's also a rucksack. You're very good at poker, but let's see how you do on the fruit machines. It's not just a baseball bat, Bond. It's a baseball bat with a nail through it.
TV shows that never made it to air.
The boy whose arms and arse and head fell off.
There he is. So what does BARB stand for?
Is it Blair's arse ready, Bush?
And the topic is sport.
Apparently, Scotland games now at Hampden, they've actually banned food from the ground, and they search you when you're going in to make sure that you've not got food on you. Nice to see that we've got our priorities right, isn't it? What's this, sir, a knife? I hope you weren't planning on making sandwiches. Now, a Scottish guy is the #1 British tennis player. I've not checked my Nostradamus, but isn't that one of the harbingers of the apocalypse? The only time I'd previously seen a Scottish guy playing tennis, it was someone playing charades, attempting to mime the word homosexual.
Frankie Boyle. Bad things to say when leading troops into battle.
Soon you'll be at home with your families, in a jar on the mantelpiece.
Oh, God. Some of his stuff is so... is low-key, and some of it's just so brutal.
Our best hope is that the enemy kills so many of us, they become slightly depressed. This next mission will be led by Michael Moore, seeing as he knows so fucking much.
No, electronic tagging, yes, yeah. As you check in, they would give you an electronic tag.
Let me get this straight. You're not allowed to have your mobile phone on, but they're going to put on some crazy futuristic tracking system. Why don't they just jump straight forward to exploding thought collars and have done with it?
So if you drive like Richard Hammond and violent swerve, you're perfectly all right. You'll get away with it.
I think that should be the anti-speeding advert. It should be footage of Richard Hammond trying to remember his own wedding day. She was wearing black, or was it red? Am I married?
post this morning.
We're not even like an oblique reference to him, let alone. There's a line in the sand, right? And you can't even see the line in the sand. You're actually out of sand into tropical tundra regions. The sand is so bad.
What do you think, Ellis? What is wrong with speed cameras? Well, what's wrong with speed cameras?
No. I'm taking a second just to enjoy that particular joke.
There we have it. Best of Frankie Boyle on Mock the Week Season 3. Now, I will say this. The best of Frankie Boyle on Mock the Week Season 2 was horrendously, woefully nowhere close to as funny as this at all. So, this was a lot better. Dude's just a trip. He is so funny to watch. Y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.